In Matthew's Gospel, chapter number 13, do you have it? Matthew's Gospel, chapter number 13.
Verse 1.
Verse 1.
The same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside, and great multitudes were gathered together unto them, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow.
Behold, a sower went forth to sow.
And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them.
Now I want to take this bit by bit. And he sowed, what happened? Some seeds
fell by
the wayside. I wish I could use another translation. One translation says, some fell in the way, that went forth a sower, and he scattered the seed, which is a more powerful presentation of the text. He scattered the seeds, and a bird, fowls came by and ate the seed. So principle number one is that if God places children in your hand, then these are your seed. This is your seed. As long as you hold on to this seed cannot reach its potential. It can only be what God anoints it to be if you let it go. So it's extremely important that you first understand that children are an inheritance. You inherited them from God with instructions revelatorily on when to let them go. And he says the sower went forth to sow seeds, and when he sowed, he scattered the seeds, and some fell by the way, and birds, fowls, came to get them. So I want to refer to the fowls of the air as demons or negative influences. Preach, George Bloomer. Here, we have all these seeds. This is our children. This is the planting. This is where, if the seed is not planted, there can be no growth. So you know what we do? We want to make sure that our whole family stays together no matter what. So what we do is that we plant all the seed in one place. Now my question to you is, get a shot at this. My question to you is, what kind of growth are you going to have? This is the family that when you get married, the mother is still running the child's life because the seed is planted in the soul. This is family. She wants to make sure that every single seed that she has never gets out of her presence. She knows it has to be planted, so she plants them, but she plants them in an environment that's impossible for them to grow. I knew the response was going to be like this. I knew it. Because it's hard letting your child go. But if you don't take your hands off of your child and scatter that seed, that child's going to be in prison or the morgue or in rehab. You cannot grow like this. When God gives you seed, he wants the seed to be scattered. Scattered. And it is him and nature that is anointed to find the seed and process it. That's not your business. You can pick out your daughter's mate all you want to. If he was scattered and she wasn't, there's going to be problems. I don't care how great the family name is. Y'all ain't going with me today. The issue is that God places seed in our hand, and that seed is to be, the janitor's going to be mad now. It is to be scattered. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close it, scattered. And it falls by the wayside, and here comes birds, demons, negative influences, and they gobble up your child, and they're actually carrying your seed in their belly. And when you see your child, you have to ask your child a question: Who in the world are you? We sown, we scattered our seed into the school system, and they come back gay, tattooed, pierced. Y'all don't want me to preach. We sold them into the universities, and they come back not even believing in God anymore. We sow them. We scatter the seed, and then we have to live with the guilt of how they return back to us. And many of you in here sitting under the sound of my voice, you did a great job, but there is a spirit that keeps whispering in your ear, telling you that the Negro's name that is tattooed on your daughter's neck is your fault. And I come to tell you today, that ain't your fault. I'm sorry, that ain't your fault. At a certain time in your life, you got to sow them and stand back and see. Hallelujah. What can come out of them? What can come out of them? Because if you just remember how your life was, that's all you have to do. All you have to do is remember how you were. Parents that don't let their seed go walks around with potential pictures of what their seed could be. You ask them, can I see your seed? And they pull their wallet out, and their wallet got all the pictures of their potential seed. This is my first child, Pepper. Green pepper. And this is my second one, lettuce. It has every potential to actually being what it is packaged. But because you can't scatter it, it will never be squash. I can't get no help out of you today. Yeah, there go my little 18 carrots. Yeah, but you never get into it because, and I'm so thirsty, I wish I could just have some watermelon. But if you're holding on, glory be to God, to cantaloupe, it will never ever become what God has ordained it to be. And when you have been assigned by God an inheritance that is called a seed, your job is to sow it in the soil of life. And how do you sow it? You sow it by first preparing the seed to be sown, bringing up a child in the way that they should go, and in the end they shall not depart from it. But this is what your child is supposed to be. And for many of you, he or she will never get there, because every time they go through a crisis, here you come, button your nose in. Some folks need to be left in jail. Some folks need to be left. Oh, you don't want me to preach. Yeah, some folk, yeah. But the devil is a lie. I ain't gonna leave my child. Okay, but you're destroying your child. And when you get to heaven, glory be to God, and your child is in hell, you'll have nobody to blame but yourself. There are certain lessons that boys and girls can only learn by themselves, without the hand of mom or dad or any family member. I've got to go into the wilderness for myself, and the God that I serve will provide water in the wilderness. He did it for you, and he'll do it for them.